I hear him over here. I just got revealed. They're gonna get who's in the cut. He's right here.
That's just coming somebody's spot.
Oh, dude, he's gonna pick him up.
Ah!
That's the last one.
Stop slacking off. Enemies.
He's pushing. Here.
Why is he pushing him?
What you gotta worry about it? He's lethal.
All opponents eliminated.
What is going on, everyone? Griffin here, coming at you with some Switchblade gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about CANALS 2.0. I think I've figured out a way to fix CANALS 2.0. So let's head over and let's talk about it. So this is a screenshot of CANALS 2.0 actually. And I've made a couple of changes to CANALS 2.0 to kind of give it an update onto what I see is the issue. But what I see is the main issue, and it's not exactly highlighted here because, these maps do a terrible job at communicating where cover, walls, and things like that are. So if we look at this map, there is a wall here, and there's an opening like somewhere in this area right here. And then this wall continues on down, and then the wall connects right there, right? So essentially you have this catwalk area, which is terrible, by the way, and I'll get into that here in just a little bit. This catwalk area is terrible, yet you have this doorway right here that overlooks the entire middle of the map, right? Because this is the window, this is the staircase that leads up, this is where you come in from the attacker side. This is the doorway that leads onto the shipping container side. So from this doorway right here, even though it is the catwalk, you can oversee the entire middle of the map from here, for the most part. And you can also see well onto the other side of the map. So my proposed changes is to do something like what they did with Glacier, right? Let's adjust the map just a little bit, right? So first we're going to start off over here on the right side of the map where the catwalk is. This catwalk is stupid. I don't like it. And the fact that they put guardrails up and ways for you to fall in the water, but you can't get out of the water there, is just an absolutely god-awful idea and design, in my opinion. Why are you going to have a pitfall that you can fall into in a tactical game and there's no way to get out of that pitfall? You can't fall in between these rails in the boat and swim to either here or back up here and get out of the water. You'll die. And I think that this way, like whenever you're going back towards the attacker side, it's completely blocked off anyway. So let's get rid of the catwalk. Let's make it regular walkways and be done with that. And what I've done is completely eliminated this middle door that is right here. Completely eliminated this middle door and made this a completely solid surface. So if we're looking at this from the attacker side, you can fall in. You have one entranceway here onto this plant site, one entranceway here onto this plant site. You also have a ramp that leads up into the shipping container side here. You also have a ramp that leads up into the boat here. You can also push through the mid area, and you've got a doorway, and this doorway already exists in the game that you can go through right here. This loops you around to get into the boat. All right. Whenever you run here in the CANALS 2.0, this is a gigantic catwalk. So this turns into an unnecessary play area, in my opinion, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entranceways right here that all lines up on this one catwalk, which is just an awful design, in my opinion. A hallway shouldn't have more access points than people that you have on your team, in my opinion. I mean, if you're playing 6v6, but this map is terrible for respawn modes, and we'll get into that here in a second. So essentially, we're getting rid of this mid doorway. By getting rid of this mid doorway and closing this middle area right here up, you can still access the ship from 3 different areas on the attacker side, and you can still access the ship from 3 different areas on the defender side, yet you're creating these more dynamic spaces. So, for example, if you're rotating from the shipping container side through mid, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options of rotating onto the other side. If you're rotating from the boat onto the shipping container side, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to rotate that way, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 access points on the other side. So you're still allowing players the ability to rotate onto the other bomb site without creating a claustrophobic area that is completely unnecessary, but also creating a huge bottleneck at the same time, right? So by creating this, you're creating this play space where you can access this and you can use this as a way to loop around, and you can also do this and it essentially takes you to the same place. Here you have an easier access to go around on the back side of the ship and kind of loop around that way. Here leads you directly into this area right here. Now, could they open this up? Possibly, and I think that this would be a very interesting play area if they were to open this area right here up just a little bit, so that you had an additional doorway here, much like how this area up top right here plays, because you have the different ways to access that point, but it's a hallway, but there's other ways to get into there. That creates a very interesting play area, and I think that this could do the same thing, and you would have these larger boxes and also a couple of other small pieces of cover in there in order to create an interesting play space. Another thing is on this side right here. Whenever we're looking at the defender side, if we move this door that is in the middle of the warehouse down closer towards the corner of the building right here, then that's going to allow people, they can rotate here. You can essentially use this to overlook from this area to here, but there's such a strong corner right here, and of course this area is blocked right there. So that forces people that are trying to use these doorways to hold down, they can see rotations happen. They can call rotations out, but they can't necessarily do anything about it. With this mid door, you can see the entire map right there, right? Whenever we look at this mid door, you can see the entire map right here. You know what I'm saying? This entire area is looking into the middle of this area. Not to mention, if you're way over here, you can see this area. If you're way over here, you can see this area. Like, there's no dead zones whenever this middle door exists. That's the biggest problem with it. So if we move this door down here, then that allows a rotation to come through here, but you've got a hard stop here, a hard stop here, and a hard stop here. You can still make this rotation happen from this area and use this as a high risk, high reward area, because if nobody is essentially watching this, or if there's only one person watching this area, then these people that are actually hiding on site once they plant the bomb, they're going to have to rotate into positions, right? So this allows for a coordinated rotation with your team if you've got like 2 to 3 people, where someone can loop around on this backside here. They could come through here and they could set up here. Then they can use this window to overlook this area right here. If you have someone that, let's say, pushes up to here, they can see that backside. Or if they push up to here, they can see at least this area right here. And if they push up further, then it gives them a huge overlook of the entire area. That way, this guy's still covering the inside of the ship, this guy's covering the outside of the ship. It still creates very interesting play spaces whenever you use it this way, but it doesn't create this like crazy unnecessary area where one door rules everything, right? This one door in the middle of this map ruins this entire play experience. Then on the other side of the map, real quick, we have new vertical play areas, right? So you can get up on the catwalk. So whenever you land here, there's a staircase that leads up right over here, right into this area. And they don't have it translated onto the map, so I'm just using my best guess to figure out where the cover is. But there's no cover up here. There's no cover up here. So whenever you come up here to snipe, then you've got the platform and the size of the platform that you can use for cover for people that are on the lower level than you, but it's the same height as the shipping containers over here. They have no cover. You have no cover. There's no reason to go up there unless you're trying to make a cheeky flank on somebody. It's not creating an actual play space for people. It's more or less making a place where you can flank easier or rotate easier or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big issue with these higher levels, and we've seen this with High Castle Omega, but I think that High Castle Omega is able to get away with it a little bit better because there's a zip line and because the wall is so close to where that overlook area actually is. You can peek out, get a couple of shots on, and peek back in, whereas here you have to go back to where almost the staircase is to be able to get out of line of sight, especially with this overlook right here. Put a couple of pieces of cover up there and make it actual play spaces. Lastly, this box area right here where you try to rotate up top to get the person that is up there like sniping or using the overlook to their advantage. All right, you run to the box, you initiate vault. Takes 3, 4, 5 seconds to vault. Then you have to run, initiate the vault again. Why can't we have a staircase here? And also, why can't we have a staircase with guardrails on it so that you can crouch, run, roll, get up the cover as quickly as you can without taking as much damage? Right now, you're running, stopping, vaulting, putting yourself into a vaulting animation where you can't do anything that allows you to take enough damage to go down. You have to do that twice to get up there from this side. Or you can try to flank around this way where the person that's up top has height advantage on you whenever you're trying to push. You're at a lower angle because you're on a staircase. They're at a higher angle. So you're going to lose that fight 9 times out of 10. So there's no good way to rotate to this top area right here. So overall, these are my suggestions on how to fix CANALS 2.0. I've played CANALS 2.0 quite a bit since they dropped it. And the common consensus that I can gather from the community is, at least from the circles that I run in and a lot of people that I talk to and speak with and play games with, is that the CANALS 2.0 is pretty much the worst map in the game right now. It's worse than the original High Castle. It's worse than Glacier. It's worse than Lockdown. It's worse than every other map in the game. And we're not going to get the original Canals back. I've already asked about that. Can't go into details about it, but we cannot get the original, the OG Canals back. So my suggestion is for the developers to go in there and make a ton of fixes to it. Not only did they change the map up because, there's certain areas that you can exploit and things like that. If you haven't seen it, Thief put up a video where you can actually get on top of almost every single surface on this map. If you haven't watched it, go check it out, because the things that they've done to this is absolutely insane in my opinion. They haven't realistically made the map better by any stretch, because now not only can Juke access all these points, but anybody with stems, anybody with speed, anybody with evade, anybody with an ability that makes them go faster, they can all access these points that they're not intended to access, which means that now it is just a worse version of the original Canals in every way, shape, or form. The middle warehouse area is 10 times worse than it was before and is a very uninspired and lazy play space. The access points to both sides are uninspired and easily trapped and easily, corner hugged. The catwalk is the worst idea that anybody has ever had, in my opinion, because you can snipe from one end of the catwalk, and from the other end of the catwalk, you can't snipe. Right? So the attackers are always going to have advantage there for whatever reason, and on top of that, you can fall between the ship and the actual railing and get stuck down there and die. So it's just overall a very bad, very poorly designed map, in my opinion. And I think that they need to take this one back to the drawing board. For me personally, they need to disable the map until they can go in there and at least make the fixes for the areas people are accessing that they shouldn't have access to. That would be priority numero uno, in my opinion. Fix those play areas so that they're not just as broken as humanly possible. And then number 2, look at possibly moving that middle door on that catwalk, getting rid of that catwalk, and making more interesting play areas on that new addition that they added, as opposed to this mix-match jumbled mess of nonsense that we currently have going on now. But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. What has been your experience with Canals 2.0? Do you enjoy the map Canals 2.0? And if so, what is your favorite thing about it? And if not, what is your least favorite thing about the map? What is your least favorite change that they made to it? Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, be sure to check that description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays and also on Sundays, I will be streaming here on YouTube. So if you are interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys. That didn't EMP
I
him?
missed that.
It hit him, dude. I watched it
That's what I'm
blow up.
wondering.
Oh, I got one in
thought
here.
So.
In here.
One there. Moving up.
Right here in
on
the
that
cut.
side. Yep.
I hear him in the cut. Or did. He might go to that door. I don't know. Oh, he's right here. Yeah. Oh. He's gonna demo blast.
I'm revealed.
Fuck.
Down one fucking
We traded.
burst him. That fucking saint. Oh, he's back. What's he doing way back there? Well, dude could plant the bomb.
He's going through mid. He's going through mid right now.
Arm the bomb. Defend it.
Why are they waiting to get his reveal? Gotta kill somebody, right?
It'll come back.
No, it comes back. There it is. I just got it. Right here in front of me.
Enemies have been wiped out.
Going to my favorite spot, my favorite little box right here.
Little. Just now. I see one. Back A, like way back. Yeah.
I hear him over here. I just got revealed. They're gonna get who's in the cut. He's right here.
I was just telling somebody from the spot.
Oh, dude, he's gonna pick him up.
Ah!
That's the last one.
Stop slacking off. Enemy spotted.
He's pushing. Here.
Why is he pushing him?
One you gotta worry about is he's lethal.
That was my great grandfather's middle name. Lethal.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like really?
Yeah, Von Lethal.
All
Fine,
opponents
huh?
eliminated.
On the war.
Von Lethal, dude. What a name. Alright, I'm revealed on long.
All right. Then.
Hit one for 72.
I'm fucked. Thank you.
They're both in that room. They got it zoned
Behind
out.
him to pull him.
We're lagging out. Nope,
Oh.
we're back.
One behind him. He's in the corner.
You all made that look easy.
Fucking baby back corner bitch right there.
Like on the single life modes, it don't play bad, but it is fucking awful for respawn modes, man. Look at this
I
same
like
action.
the defend better than the.
Yeah, right.
You're kind of fucked
Yeah.
if you got plant.
If you're not full pushing,
And we still pulled it off, but they was giving us a hard time.
yeah, but that's the thing with this map. They're never going to be able to get away from it unless they scrap it.
Yeah.
You have to full push your entire team to one side.
That's what we were doing.
Spread out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do a 2-2 or a 3-1
On the push.
Yes, you have to be right there whenever you
Yeah.
make that push.
It works. You got a roadhouse this map.
Oh, for sure.
A roadhouse map. But it did feel better when it swapped sides. It was like,